So I'm turning 30 in less than a month. I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, because it's not, but I just feel like I'm not where I want to be at this point. I do lots of different creative things. You know, I have my normal day job where I work for a charity, I go and collect clothes, and actually what I've realized is that job's not really for me. I work as a musician, so part-time I work as a professional musician, and I work in 2 different function bands, playing at people's weddings, parties, that kind of thing. I also teach music, so I've just recently started a new endeavor to start a business. Of course, that's stuff that's really great and that is something that I might do as I get into my 30s. I want to do something on my own and be successful on my own. But I'm nowhere near where I need to be. So the business is only a couple of weeks old, maybe a month old. And it's something that is really kind of freaking me out. I want to do something new and creative. So I did start this YouTube channel originally with the idea of being able to create like documentary style videos and that kind of thing. And I will do that at some point, but it does take a lot of editing and a lot of time. And the research, the amount of research that goes into that is insane. So that's kind of gonna take a bit of the back burner, but I will be doing those videos because I do enjoy doing them, and I enjoy playing games and that kind of thing. But I thought, how can I start YouTube and do something that's doesn't take that amount of editing, doesn't take that amount of sort of pre-planning in the same way. And vlogging I thought would be a really cool idea. I am working like 2 jobs. I'm pretty exhausted most of the time, but I just think that a little glimpse into what it's like to try and do all of that in one go would be really fun, and it means that you guys can come along on the journey with me. The other thing that kind of caught my attention would be to do maybe Vlogmas. Vlogmas I think would be really good fun. I'll probably only do 1 video a week because otherwise I will completely lose my mind, and I've got lots of stuff. As a musician, there's a lot of stuff that happens in December and it's just a super crazy busy time. But yeah, this is just an opportunity for me to kind of explore, build a community, and just get through some thoughts and ideas. In my day job, the part that I really do love is the well-being side, and I learned lots of different things, and I just think it'd be nice to be able to share some of those ideas as well. Kind of ironic coming from someone that is so burnt out at the moment, but it's all about sort of self-care and that kind of thing, and that stuff fascinates me, and I find it really interesting and helpful. It'd be cool to share that with you. So I think, to be honest, first move is gonna be, we'll go on a dog walk with my beautiful dog, Marge. She is my entire world. I love her and I adore her. She's my child, my actual child, and she's just the most beautiful, and the best decision I ever made was getting Marge. I live on my own, so having her is just like having someone to come home and love you as soon as you get through the door, and that's just wonderful. I'd love to just share some of what's been going on, what's gonna happen, sort of the future, but also looking at what it feels like and why there's that pressure behind turning 30. It's really strange, because I'm always someone that's like, it doesn't matter, age doesn't matter. It doesn't, it really doesn't, and I know that deep down inside. It's just when you're at that point where you are gonna turn like a milestone age, and you look back and you think, well, I haven't done this, this, and this, and that's kind of what I wanna explore. So yeah, I will see you out there. Let's go for a dog walk. So we're out on our walk. This is definitely the wrong opportunity to be wearing white shoes. That was a mistake on my part, I think, and I really should have worn boots or some walking shoes. I don't actually have any walking shoes, but that's something I need to invest in, because this is really quite a muddy field. But Marge loves to be able to run around freely without her lead and all that sort of thing, and it means I can vlog in peace without having as much awkward encounters with people and weird looks, that kind of thing. That's something I'm a little bit anxious about, but I know that that does just start to disappear as you get more used to doing the vlogging. So as I said in the intro, I'm turning 30 in less than a month, and it's something I want to put out there because I know that I'm not the only one, obviously, and it can be a really strange feeling. Marge, it can be a really strange feeling. This is my first time turning 30, strangely enough, and I don't really know how to feel about it, if I'm honest. It is a really strange feeling, but I think that I'm going to use it as an opportunity to make the changes that I've wanted to make for a long time. So where I've been employed and you have a boss, you have certain criteria you have to hit, that is great and it pays my rent. And I'm very grateful to have a great job with a great boss that pays my rent, but it's not a job that I'm particularly happy in. I love the wellbeing side, and I do have people on side to kind of encourage the business as a whole to be able to bring me into that side of the business, opposed to what I'm doing at the moment, which is a very physical labor job. So that will be really good. However, nothing like that happens very quickly. And this is where I want to be able to do my own thing, because then I can be in control of what I do and what I don't do, what I enjoy and what I, feel like is a hindrance, is something that I can tailor to myself. And I promised Marge when I got her, because I go out, 8 hours a day when I'm working full time. And I promised Marge, I said, not that she can speak English, but she does, she understands. I will have a job one day where I get to work from home and I get to spend every day with you. That is my plan. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick to that promise because I love spending time with Marge, and at the moment I don't get that opportunity. And I feel like I'm missing that time alone with her that I get to spend and get to enjoy. So that's something that I've made a promise. I've made a promise to Marge, and I want to hold up to that. I do think this big milestone age thing will come with more opportunities. People tend to trust you more as you get older, especially when you're running a business like teaching or musician and the kind of experience side. As someone that's older, you have more experience, you have more life experience, you don't allow people to take you for a fool. And I think that that's a really powerful thing that I've learned in my 20s, is making sure that I'm taking stuff from the bad stuff that happens in my life. I'm taking things and using them to make sure that I can succeed and learning from them. Of course, it's shit when your life goes downhill. It happens to us all. But I think being able to say, look, I'm gonna learn from this and I'm gonna change. This is kind of what I want these vlogs to be like. I want to be honest. I want to talk about how my life is moving forward and getting feedback from you guys as well on things that could improve it and that kind of thing, because I'm just working all the time at the moment. I have very little time to chill and relax. But actually, if I find something like this, where I'm doing something, I'm making and creating, I can enjoy doing that at the same time. And that will be my kind of relaxing side. That's sort of my plan. I can't imagine this will take off particularly quickly because it's quite niche in regards to no one cares. I know that going into it, but it's something for me, really. It's something that I can be proud of creating. I get to do some cinematography, some pretty shots, things like that, and I can do it at my own leisure and how I want to do that and document things. I think a cool insight into my life would be seeing the behind the scenes of a musician. A lot of people think as a musician that it's very glamorous and you turn up at these weddings dressed in your finery and you perform and it's easy and it's great and it's fun. And there's an element of that, of course there is, but it's hard work. Like, if people don't see the kind of having to learn songs on the run up to it, and you imagine the anxiety of singing someone's special day's first dance. Those kinds of things I take for granted because I do it fairly often, but to see an insight into that's really interesting, I like to think, and seeing kind of the pack-up stages and the setup stages and all of that sort of thing, all the preparation work, and I just find that really interesting. So I'm also not very fit, so I am out of breath just from walking, which is really bad. What I will be doing is spending some time over the next coming weeks putting together some stuff so that you can see an insight into my life, even if you don't want to. I'm gonna post it on YouTube and just see what people think and see if they find it interesting, because it's something I think I'll enjoy doing. And I think trying to pave my way through life is a funny one. And since I moved out and live on my own now, I do find it really interesting how you do have to take the advice that your parents gave you. I mean, my dad said something to me years and years ago when I was feeling a bit hard done by and feeling like I was struggling. And he just said to me, Joey, the world doesn't owe you anything, so stop acting like you should have stuff given to you on a platter. And I've always been brought up with you know, not everything I want necessarily, but pretty much not far off, you know. I've always had everything I've ever needed, and it's not always been the easiest ride because we didn't always have money and things like that, but to be brought up and if I need something, it's provided for me, to then being on my own where I do have to try and pave my own way. And I do find it interesting that a lot of people go through life thinking the world owes them something, and the world doesn't owe them anything. It really doesn't. And that's one thing I've taken from my dad, that it was kind of hard to hear at the time, but he really just said, look, the world doesn't owe you anything. So I think turning 30, I need to start really paving my own way and making those decisions and taking those risks, because I'm not necessarily going to get another opportunity to do it. So I hope you enjoyed my first vlog. It's a bit strange, like I've just been editing it and just wanted to put this last bit, and yeah, it's just strange. I'm not sure if it's going to be of interest to anyone, but I'm just going to post it anyway. Like I said, it's for me. But if you did like it, please drop a like on the video, cheeky comment as well, just talking about maybe some of the stuff that you want to see, things that I can give you an insight into, all of that sort of thing. That would be really cool. And yeah, and drop a subscribe if you want to see more. Like I said, I'm going to try and work on Vlogmas, so that'll be really cool. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.